Hey guys, hey and welcome. Um, I did a stream earlier, and I don't know, just didn't feel right. So thought I'd come back on and do the same thing as I did before, but instead of it taking 2 hours, just let it take 20 minutes, and if that's all it takes, that's all it takes. Doing pre-market times is okay if you've got a lot to talk about, but if you haven't, just trying to make all that time drag just takes too much. So yeah, um, basically it's Monday. It's Monday the 26th of July, and what I wanted to cover today predominantly was Bitcoin, but also a little bit of GME and MC. And one of the benefits now of doing the stream as opposed to pre-market and then just post-market as it opened up was I'm able to sort of see where the prices are now, and you've got a little bit more to go by. Whereas it's a little bit of a gamble, a bit more of a gamble before obviously it opens up on a Monday. So here we are. Andy Goodlad says, "Yo, so good to have you here, buddy." Cool. Hopefully, I'm not in the way of the screen this time. And yeah. So without further ado, I will crack on and move forward. Assuming everybody can hear me okay as well, then we will be a good to go. Okay, Bitcoin. So that you can see there's a pitchfork here, drawn in by me earlier on, and this pitchfork, I've decided to use the lows, the very lows of just recent past, and the highs of the recent past, to give us that. And the anchor point I decided would best place to be would be obviously the COVID dump being one of the strongest points of any kind of relevance. So I think that's a real sort of strong kind of area. And using that, we can just kind of use the mouse here just to go over, just as a point of interest really, is to go over the end of year. By the way, if we end up hitting the top of the this pitchfork here, it shows that means that the price will end up running up to approximately 50 grand, if that's indeed the place to go, or if we end up going to the all-time high. Hang on a sec. I think I might have locked the pitchfork actually. Let's have a look. Is that locked? Yeah, it is. Okay, so if we end up bringing it up to the top of the all-time high to the lows, that means that in December we could see. Let's get to the 31st. Could see highs of 89, which kind of is more where I'm kind of expecting it to be. Yeah, so that's where we are with all that. Okay, so that's the pitchfork. But for now, I want it to be a more localized pitchfork, just so I can see where the sort of immediate price term is going to be for trading purposes, and being able to manage my trades accordingly. Okay, so now I put a notification on there, not a notification, a thumbnail with the heading or the total title that's saying something like can Bitcoin hold this trajectory, or this increase in price speed, of it going up. And at the minute we're currently sort of sat around about 10%. And when you look at the volume for the day, the volume actually isn't that great. I mean, it is great, but you'd expect it on a sort of 11% total day move. It's probably nearly getting on 12% really. Let's just see where it goes to. Yeah, 12.5% to the day. But what concerns me is that there's a real stretch of this RSI. The RSI has really been stretched here, because the point where the RSI is kind of, if we were to take today off and just look at tomorrow, the RSI is being stretched around about there. So all of that there is the RSI for today's move, and it's just too big. We're going into the over bought area far too quick for us to continue this trajectory for a long sustained period of time, and that kind of concerns me a little bit. That, along with the volume, don't really like it, so that was a mistake. So yeah, We had a breakout. I did an inverse head and shoulders on the 4 hour. It's quite clear. Yeah, this sort of like if that's your head, and there's your shoulder, and I don't know, take your pick. So that'll be your shoulder. Then the measured move on the back of this sort of goes up to approximately there. It's saying that well, that will be a little bit less than that. Saying if there's the breakout just here where the next candles go, let's move that to there. Then the breakouts here. That's my point there. Breakout setting is just here. So because that's the breakout, normally if you end up having a head and shoulders pattern, an M pattern, an Adam and Eve, wherever the breakout is, that's where you put your trade on, and then you take your money off the table at the exit strategy according to that particular pattern, right? But wherever the breakout normally happens, most of the time, more often than not, turns out to be support a little bit later on. And if that is the case, and this is the breakout, then the chances of rolling over and sort of bouncing off of this, are quite high. And if that is so, going back over to the daily, we can see that the area of the next support falls nicely in line with this really long candle, which is actually the point of control. Just here, it's just the point of control. So it really works well. Sort of confluence and like coming together of ideas. Yeah, so that's just something that I wanted to bring to people's attention. That if we're going to get a rollover and a kind of a dump down, a humpback or a camel, then we're going to end up coming down here to these areas here, of which yeah, there you go. That's that. Don't like this. This is just way too much for this candle. This is nothing massive for Bitcoin. 10% move for Bitcoin isn't huge. There's hundreds of them in the past. But this on the RSI, this is massive. So this equating to that, I don't like it. I don't like it, Don't like it. Okay, so that's that one. All right, so that's one thing to consider. What else was there to mention? Yep. Okay. So we smashed past that 236 of the local fib. Obviously, I've got my main fibs sort of long term running in here, and then within those fibs, I've also got sort of like more local fibs, which I've put down here, and we have so far smashed past the 236. If we do, then short term, then that's a great thing. If we end up closing today above the 236, which means we might end up getting a short term sort of bounce off of there again, and maybe take another leg up and sort of hit these kind of targets up here of where it's been previous, like a previous seeding. And if we do, then that might be the place to sort of go short, maybe. No financial advice, it just is what it is. So there you go. Okay, I'll just mention something back to Andy. Yo, Andy Pandy. Bet you never heard that at school. What am I doing? There we go. Okay, so the inverse head and shoulders played out nicely, brought us up to there, and then we're going to end up potentially rolling over, or we may go higher. Bitcoin likes to do things that we're not expecting, but these are the technicals that I see. All right, cool. GME. What did I say about GME? I said about GME that again, I've got my pitchfork out. I'm having a pitchfork day today, and I decided that I would go for the point when it was last oversold, which was here. So that I've put my anchor point into the last oversold point. And again, I've gone from my local bottom to the local high, just to get a more local area of where the price is going. See that little red thing there, let's get rid of him. Yeah, and thought that we might get some resistance on, resistance on this line here, but also said that we might end up getting an opening today. We might get an opening today above it, in which case that would be great. And before we ended up maybe moving up, if we do end up going up, then we probably come down and quickly wick into here to close the gap should we do it. But we ended up opening up pretty much where we ended up closing. Yeah, where we ended up closing on Friday. So yeah, that was unexpected, but yeah, we're still trading within this range here. where I've got these markers. So until such time that we end up coming out of this sort of lines in the sand here at 185 down to 179, 179 up to 185, whichever way you want to look at it, then I'm not really looking at any positions myself. I'm hodling anyway, because I daren't trade this thing. It's just too scary with all of what's going on with the squeezes and whatever. Okay, AMC, it was a similar sort of thing, apart from what I predicted earlier on, or what I said earlier on. Actually played out quite well. Is that has ended up going up quite violently, and so yeah, got a bounce off of this line here, and it did pretty much what I said that it would do. Where's it going to go from here? The 382 isn't too far away. Again, I don't like doing technical analysis on GME and AMC while it's under the spotlight of the short squeeze, the Reddit groups and the hedge funds and everything. While ever this is going on, I'm hoping that Matt Furlong's the CEO that they've put in, not their CEO, this guy who's taken this role on to try and help sort of stop this and curtail it a little bit, ends up being able to do something to stop it from happening, because while ever this keeps happening, then trading it is either going to be to your detriment or to you having your Lamborghini a little bit early this year. Okay, and that's it. That's everything that I wanted to say in a nutshell. There was also Ethereum, which was worth mentioning, that there is a W pattern kind of playing out here, although the bottom here is a little bit lower than here on the daily. But when I went over to the 4-hourly earlier, I got some. I could see that it's actually, this is a little bit higher here. The bodies of the candles are a little bit higher, so it could be possible that this would play out. And if it does, then breakout's about to happen. If tomorrow I see Ethereum kind of up here somewhere, then I will personally be most likely taking a long position with a exit of around about $2,800. So that's where I'm sat with Ethereum. Not financial advice, not telling you what to do, just telling you what I'm doing or what I would do or what I can see. But apart from that, it's just a matter of hodl, isn't it? Just, the full financial system is all under strain at the moment. So yeah, just hodl away, hodl, hodl, hodl. Hodl is a doddle. To the patient. Money goes to the patient. That's the saying, isn't it? Money goes to the patient. Okay, guys, that's it. Just a little stream, and that's me done. So with that, I'm going to go. I'm going to end stream. I'm going to say thank you very much for the 3 of you that signed in. 3 concurrent viewers and 5 playbacks. So that's not bad. 5 playbacks. At least it'll be a little bit easier to watch than a 2-hour stream where I was just ranting on about nothing really. And there you go. I will see you tomorrow though, and I'll try and get on. I might come on a little bit later because I'm finding it difficult to talk about nothing for 2 hours. So I'll come on an hour before market opens, so that tomorrow in the UK time, that's going to be 1:30 for us. So if you're in the UK, it'll be 1:30, and anywhere else you are in the world, it's 1 hour before opening time, which, who knows? It's 1:30 UK time. Alright guys, I'll see you later.